A relationship can also be a battlefield. Unspoken, repressed desires, resentments that stem from sexuality. Why suffer because of this? Why should the relationship fall apart because of this when there is a solution? Do you want to fight or something else? If you listen to my video series on Thursdays, instead, this could be. There are many misconceptions about erectile dysfunction. It's time to finally talk about them openly. One such common misconception is that the state of the blood vessels determines the quality of someone's erection. If it were this simple, then the problem could be fixed solely with the help of potency-enhancing drugs. But usually, it cannot be, or only temporarily. Those who take potency-enhancing drugs, regardless of which one, I don't want to mention them by name now, report that after a while they develop a psychological dependency on them because they are no longer able to engage in intercourse without taking the medication because they are anxious. They are anxious that without the medication they will no longer succeed. This is one aspect, this psychological dependency. The other is that also, several people have reported back that the medications indeed worked for a while. However, after some time, either due to the body getting used to them or for some other reason, they simply could no longer achieve the desired result. Besides this, I must mention that there is a small town where everyone knows the man who became permanently disabled due to one of the potency-enhancing pills and is now confined to a wheelchair. And let's not even talk about the fatal cases. So I absolutely do not recommend potency-enhancing drugs to anyone. I am completely against them. Why have sex with a crutch when you can do it without one? Many young men are already using potency-enhancing pills at the age of 20, 30. If you're watching this video as a woman, be suspicious. Under the following conditions. Your partner is overweight. Significant obesity is definitely one of the biggest risk factors in this regard. Simply, no, being overweight does not benefit a man's potency in any way. 2, diabetes. 3, high blood pressure, and within that, medications taken for high blood pressure often cause potency issues. Or depression. Medications taken for depression. Certain medications can cause potency issues or partial impotence. These are, so to speak, the most common risk factors which are related to diseases or lifestyle. Regarding lifestyle, I would also note that if someone leads a sedentary lifestyle, that is also a risk factor because a man's body is made for activity, for movement. And if he does not regularly exercise the muscles around the pelvis, meaning he does not walk with his legs back and forth, then that is not beneficial. So be suspicious if your partner constantly drives everywhere, does a desk job, and besides that, there is no activity at all. You know nothing, he doesn't walk, doesn't run, doesn't move, doesn't play sports, nothing. These certainly deteriorate the potential, even if there is no problem with it now. So I would encourage every man to start exercising, lose the excess weight, because these definitely endanger the potential. And those who are taking medication for high blood pressure should go back to their cardiologist and get a medication that does not harm their potential. I'm not saying anything new. Everything is decided in the mind. So first and foremost, the mind needs to be put in order. And if a man constantly burdens his mind by looking at his mobile phone, then he is wearing out his mind. Laptop. whether it's video games or anything else, that too is certainly a risk factor. Women don't even realize that even the 20 to 30 age group is taking potency enhancers. I know this because my clients honestly tell me naturally, since they come to me to get better. As shocking as it may be, it has also become a kind of trend. Men have become so insecure about their own performance abilities, or even started taking these medications as a hobby, which is, of course, extremely favorable for the pharmaceutical industry. Many people believe that their erection issues are because they don't desire their partner enough, because they are bored, or their partner is not exciting enough, or their partner is not willing to engage in the sexual activities they would like to pursue. I categorize these men into two groups. There are those who accept this as it is, and there are those who take action. So they turn to other women, either by breaking up, having a lover, or engaging in casual encounters, and they are shocked to find that their potency doesn't work there either, after a while. And even at this point, there are still many men who point fingers at others, at women, and say that the fault lies with them. Indeed, it is also the responsibility of women that erectile dysfunction has become such a global issue, and we will talk about this soon. But for now, let's stay with the responsibility of men. Many mistakenly believe that men are not emotional beings, that they cannot figure things out, and that they can be easily manipulated, deceived, and so on. This is indeed true. The part about manipulation is indeed true, that women can easily manipulate men. But here is a huge but. Men are not stupid, and even if they don't know for sure, they sense it. Somewhere very deep down that the woman is lying or manipulating. And now another misconception. There is a widespread saying that women cry, men lie. Well, that's not true, because women also lie, most women lie, or even every woman. That's enough with the exaggeration. So, the more interesting thing is that today already, men's emotional intelligence, awareness, and attentiveness have increased so much that they feel it very deeply, that the woman is not telling the truth. And this makes them insecure. And it even causes erectile dysfunction. Why is this important? A man can never know for sure if a woman is truly aroused and if she has really climaxed. This cannot be known with 100% certainty. Only the woman knows this. In very rare cases, even the woman herself doesn't know. So this inherently creates uncertainty. Now what if? If the man is attentive to the woman and notices the following about her, then the situation becomes particularly suspicious. He notices that the woman is critical in many life situations. She has a strong opinion about many things, be it everyday life, household matters, criticizing others, child rearing. So she has an opinion, interestingly enough, in bed though. She doesn't express it. She has no opinion. Now, this tends to be suspicious to men. Even if they don't consciously articulate it, they feel that something is off here. How is it possible that in bed everything is always just right, as it is? I suggest to you that if this video made you ponder whether your girlfriend, wife, or partner is honest, then test it. You can test it as follows. Intentionally mess something up, not in bed. Preferably outside of the bed, but you can even try it in bed. Do something very wrong, but obviously don't cause her pain or significant harm under no circumstances. And ask her what her opinion was about it. For example, if you're cooking, you can mess up the stew. Or anything else. If you're fixing something, you install it backwards. Something visibly noticeable, so the woman notices. Or if you're drawing, you make a very ugly drawing and ask the woman's opinion. If she's honest, she'll tell you that, well, this is really messed up, darling. But if she's not honest, if she's the type who wants to please the man, flatter the man, oh, I don't want to hurt the man's ego type, then she'll certainly say that this is completely fine. And that's how you know she's not being honest. And then you can rightfully assume that she wasn't honest in bed either. There's another method to check this, but this is not so much about verification. It's simply about thinking back on it. If you have a child, before the child was born, everything was fine. Sexual relations were regular, and after the child was born, they are not, and you can't persuade your wife to have sex. Well, then be suspicious. Because a woman who enjoys sex, who finds you satisfactory as a man, in bed, will still desire intimacy after the child is born. And this cannot be blamed on anything. I'm telling you, such a woman who doesn't even wait for the 6 weeks after childbirth, which, doctors mandatorily prescribe rest, but she's already making love with her partner by the 2nd week. You need to know that many women get involved in relationships because they actually want a child, but the sexual aspect of it doesn't suit them, so to speak. Well, you can check this from such things. Now, of course, we blame women, so to speak, but men can also be blamed because they want a relationship to have someone to have sex with regularly. Neither this nor that can't really be the reason for a relationship. At the same time, it's also a fact that if these driving forces didn't exist, there would be even fewer relationships than there are now. In the past few minutes, I've mentioned some misconceptions, but I haven't covered them all, so check out my next video on the topic. Instead, this could be